Hello and welcome to ELI University. Today we're going to be talking about alignments. Now there's two different ways that I'm going to show you guys how to do alignments. The first one is going to be converting a polyline that is already in our drawing. So this right now is just a polyline that's representing the center line of this known road that's going through our site here. So let's start with this. To create an alignment from a polyline, you're going to go to the Home tab. You're going to go to the Create Design panel, Alignment, click the arrow to drop it down, and go to Create Alignment from Objects. Down in the command line, it's going to say select the first line, arc, polyline, or XREF. We already have our line selected, but I'm going to go ahead and select it again. It's going to ask us to press Enter to accept alignment direction, or R for reverse. So what you want to do here is you want to look for a hollow arrow that's going to represent the direction that the alignment is traveling. If you needed to flip it, you can either click the reverse button down here or type R, enter. We're going to keep it just the way it is because it's going from west to east. So we're going to hit enter, and then in here we're going to give it a name. So right now we don't have our road names turned on, so I'm just going to make up a road name. If you know the road name, obviously name your alignment whatever that road name is. We're just going to name it Road A. The type of alignment is center line. That's fine. We don't need to put a description in. Best practice for our starting station is usually 1000. That's 10 plus 00. That gives us enough room that if we need to extend the alignment from the starting point back, it's not going into negative stationing. Negative stationing isn't the end of the world, but it's better to give yourself a little bit of padding at the start. So if you do need to extend it backward, you can extend it back to 9 plus 50 or even 8 plus 00 or something all the way back to 0. So it gives you an extra 1,000 feet to work with. For our site, we're going to select none. For our alignment style, we want ELI proposed centerline alignment. For our alignment label set, ELI proposed high-low super alignment labels. We can click the arrow here and we can say ELI proposed all labels. Let's just put that in for now. It's going to ask if we want to add curves between the tangents. Now, this is a very important question. When you are creating an alignment from an object, typically the object is already correct. If you click this button, anywhere that there's a tangent or essentially a PI along your polyline, it's going to add a 200-foot radius. In this case, we do not want that, so I'm going to uncheck that. And then it's going to ask us if we want to erase the existing entities. If we want to keep that centerline polyline for whatever reason, uncheck this box. In this case, I'm going to uncheck it, and then I'm just going to click OK. So there's our alignment. It just created an alignment for us out of the polyline that we selected. It's going to give us the start station, which is 10 plus 00. It's going to give us all of our major stationing, which are 100-foot numbers. It's going to give us ticks at the 50 foots. And then anywhere a curve or a reverse curve starts, it's going to give us labeling for that as well. So point of curvature is at 22 plus 08. You're going to notice that large warning symbol. We'll get to that in a second. It gives us our midpoint of curve, and it gives us our end point of curve and end of pavement, essentially. So for this right here, this warning symbol is very important. What this is telling us, without even having to look at it, is that the line segment where it meets the curve is not tangent. In order to check that, we're going to select our alignment, and then up in the ribbon, we want to go to Geometry Editor. The Geometry Editor brings up the alignment layout tools, which we'll get into in a minute. When you create an alignment from scratch, it's exactly the same. So whether you're using the Geometry Editor to edit an existing alignment or create a new alignment, this menu is exactly the same. Because we already have our alignment created, what we want to do is figure out what's going on at this warning symbol. And to do that, we need to go third button from the right, which is Alignment Grid View. What this is showing us is what the types of objects are that are within our alignment. So we have one line and we have one curve. And right now, that warning symbol, if we mouse over and hold our mouse on it without clicking, it says tangency violated, not tangent with the next element. So what we want to do is select our line, and we want to change it to constrained by next. Now what that's going to do is it's going to allow the software to adjust our line based on that curve to fix the tangency between the line and the curve. So even though that polyline had a line segment and a curve segment. It wasn't drawn perfectly tangent. The alignment tools allow us to fix that. So if I had this a little bit smaller, we would have seen that what it did was it moved that point of curvature from 22, somewhere in the 22s, up to right here. And now that line and that curve are tangent. So I'm going to close my panorama. That's a super fast way to fix an alignment that you've created with a polyline. Now, let's build an alignment a different way. I'm going to go into this kind of wooded area right here. I'm going to close my alignment layout tools because those alignment layout tools are for road A. I'm going to go up to the Home tab. I'm going to go to the Create Design panel, Alignment Creation Tools. We're going to see the same window that comes up when we're converting a polyline to an alignment, except this time we're not using a polyline. We're going to create it from scratch. So I'm going to call this road B. Type is centerline. Starting station, again, we want to start it at 1,000 to give us some room if we need to adjust the alignment around. Site doesn't matter. Alignment style, it's proposed centerline alignment. Alignment label set, ELI PR, all labels. We're going to click OK. And like I said before, it's going to bring up that same menu when we were editing road A's alignment, but this time we're creating an alignment for road B. So the first button on the left here is the one that you're going to use the most. Draw tangent, tangent without curve. We want to click this down arrow and go to curve and spiral settings. What this allows you to do is it allows you, as you're drawing lines, to add curves in automatically at a specified radius. So right here where curve is checked, it says default radius applies to curves and spirals is set to 200. Let's say we were making an access road and we want to drop that to 150. We're going to click OK there. We're going to click this down facing arrow again, and we want to draw tangent, tangent with curves. It's going to ask us to specify a start point. Let's start it at a whole station here. So at 16 plus 00, we're going to start it there. Going to zoom out a little bit. Let's say that our site is somewhere down in here. I'm going to click there, and you'll notice when I click the end of that line segment, it's now giving me a curve because it knows I'm not directly in line with that previous segment. Let's put one here. Let's put one here. To end the command, I'm just going to press enter. And what that did is it gave us the ability to create an alignment from scratch. We essentially free-handed the alignment in. Now, if you needed to trace over a polyline, you can also create an alignment that way. Most of the time, it's faster to use that polyline to create your alignment and then just fix the points that aren't tangent. Or you can use the alignment layout tools and just trace over an alignment and let it build the curves for you. So what's nice about this is that all of these line segments and curves are all automatically tangent to each other because the software is controlling it. So its point of curve is at 10 plus 99. Point of tangency is at 11 plus 43. The design speed is just a label that comes in. If you know your design speed, you can set that up. Because we're designing an access road, that's not as important. We can select that and delete it. We have our midpoints of our curves, and we have all of our alignment labeling. Now, what's cool about this in either case, whether it's the alignment that we drew by hand or the polyline that we converted into an alignment, we can select it and we have grip editing tools. Let's say we needed to grab the point of tangency here and move it. It's going to allow us to shift that point of tangency and make that arc bigger if we want to. So let me move it to there. Let me grab this grip over here. Look what it does to the rest of the alignment. It actually allows us to move the alignment without disrupting the tangency of that curve. Actually, there's two curves in here. So right now it's a curve into a curve. Both of these are tangent to those line segments. What's powerful about that is after we create a profile, we might realize it's too steep in some areas to run the access road, or it's too shallow, or we're having cut fill issues. The ability to move your alignment around to fit the terrain better makes it so much quicker than doing it by hand. And again, this is going to come into play after we've created a profile from the next video and after we've run a corridor along this alignment. All of those items are all connected to each other. So if we adjust the alignment, the profile changes and the corridor updates based on that alignment change. So for right now, this was just a quick way to show two different ways to create an alignment, both from converting a polyline and from creating it from scratch In the next video, we're going to get into profiles, and then the following will be corridors, and that's where it starts to really get powerful. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.